Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So we've got some new products in today. And before I put my gloves on, hang on, that's what I was doing. I am going to show you what I got first. I did mix up some resin. So we're going to get those colored in a minute. We're going to be doing 2 carousels today. So I got my new pigments in from Eye Candy. They did not give them to me. I bought them. So I ended up getting, it is Sparta Green. I got a beige because I know beige is a hard one to find. I got another red. It's a Kawan red, Aqua, I don't know, whatever. It's that red. But that's like a burgundy, which I thought would be beautiful. I'm saving this one for last. Then I got the Hanada Turquoise, which is like a blue turquoise. And then I got this Nocon Blue, which is a real like pearlescent look. But this is called Abalone Shell, and it is a glitter. Look at that. This is gorgeous. So we're going to use this in our little thing that holds our carousel together. So these two are going to both be the same. They're going to be with the abalone shell, so we can see what it looks like before I make a big project. I've been down here like an hour trying to figure out what do I want to do because I got these new colors and I want to try them. So we're definitely going to use this red for one of the carousels. For sure. Because I am dying to see what this looks like. And let me find my knife. My knife. Where is it? Right here. So if you just go around the very edge like that, you can just grab it and peel it without getting it all over you. But look at that color. That is amazing. So we're going to be using this right off. Now, I did get another red from them. Which is the bright red. So now we have like a burgundy and a regular red. So, and I did get the smaller jars of that paste just because they are, you know, fairly expensive, but so I'm thinking we'll use 1 paste and 1 mica powder. So we'll use, let's see what this turquoise looks like. Yeah, that's a pretty, all right, so we'll do a turquoise and a red, but I've only mixed up enough to do 1 first. So I'm just going to put this aside other than the little fill piece because I do want to fill them. And then we're going to do the horses. I'll probably mix up, I don't know, a couple of colors because they don't take much. So let me get my gloves on now so we can get some resin separated. And this is the Let's Resin epoxy resin, the 2-part A and B. So that's what I'm using today. It's just the regular epoxy because that gives a little bit longer working time. All right, so we are going to mix up. So I'm going to color it and then I'm going to run it through the debubbler. So I will put you on a pause while I do that. And I'm trying to remember how much of what I need. Maybe it's going to be, because I went back and watched the video and it looks like I had said 7 ounces to do a complete one. So I know it's probably like 1 ounce for those little guys. So that is, we are at 7.5. So I'm going to go to 6.5 and hope and pray. All right. So that way it will give us, because I can mix my 2 horses and get the horses all done, and then I'll just have to make enough to do the other carousel. So we are going to, let me wipe my stick, and I'm going to color this. So I'm going to start with like that dollop, and we will see what color we get. Because I do want this to be opaque. Oh, that is pretty. I'm just trying to get like as much off of my stick here as I can. It is almost like a pink red. I am going to add just a little bit more. It still seems a little transparent on the side of the cup. So that should be plenty now. And that is that red. And then I'll divide this into another cup so that, just to make sure that it doesn't start to cure, because I do want to run this through the debubble machine. Although these are pretty shallow, I don't, yeah, maybe I'm not gonna, because there's really no little areas for the bubbles to get trapped. All right, I think we're gonna go with that. All right, so we've got that mixed up. And, all right, I just wanna make sure that, all right, so I've got 6.5 ounces in here. So I'm gonna get these poured, and that way I will have a better idea of exactly how much that I'm gonna need. So I'll know when I mix the other 2. So the only thing is on this little piece, there's like a little ball in the top. So make sure you squeeze that to make sure that there's no bubble in there. This is such a pretty color. All right, so that's 6.5. We started with 6.5, and we're at 3.5. So 3 ounces. And you can see how the bubbles are already popping. You can actually see them popping. All right, I'm just gonna move this back out of my way, because we all know what's gonna happen if I don't. And Let me slide these over. That way I can line everything up in the front. And I am going to take a dotting tool and just go around that edge just to make sure that there's no cling-ons. And that is domed. We're gonna slide that back. Ooh. And I'm gonna scoop a little out. My table must be off level again. All right, now how much do we have in here? We have an ounce. So the two of them took 5.5. Yeah, 5.5 ounces. All right. Well, it's almost at the 1.5. So we started with 6.5. All right. And oops, I'm almost spilling my resin over here. All right, I'm gonna mix one up to do these. And we are going to use the Abalone shell. Okay. So these are big chunks, so I hope they break up a little bit. And I don't know how much to use, but I do want it to be, oh, that's pretty. And you know what? I am going to put a drop of glue in here just to make sure, the clear Elmer's glue, because I want this to stay suspended through the whole little tube thingy. Oh, that is so pretty. All right. I'll pour one first. So we're probably most definitely going to have a few extras too, but oh, you know what? I'm going to scoop this right back out of there and I'm going to put my glue. My goodness, my goodness. So one drop, I think, is going to be more than enough. There we go. So yeah, if you haven't seen this yet, if you add clear Elmer's glue, you will, it will suspend glitter so it doesn't sink. But it makes it very thick. Like really thick, like you're gonna have to cut it. Get in there. Probably should have put a half a drop in this one. So I did make a private Facebook group. If you guys want to join, there's just a few questions. As long as you answer the questions, I will let you in. And it's so we can share our work. And, you know, if you guys, you know, have a problem with something, and you can post a picture in there, and hopefully we can kind of inspire each other. And I can help, you know, if you guys are having a problem with something. So I am going to be doing another wind chime. I ordered the pieces because I've had a few people, you know, want to know how I put it together. And now that I have a clue, I don't think I'll be so stressed out. I just needed a few days to de-stress because, oh my word, that really stressed me out. But, and I ordered some more crimp beads too, so that will help. All right. I want it full, but I didn't want it like, it looked like it was going to flow over, and that's not what I wanted. I'll just put a little bit more. In here. And we'll add something to my turtle. He did get some of that green down in his head, but let's pour the rest of this in here, and then we'll see what if that even shines through that light green. I'm thinking it will. All right, got that. We'll put that over here because we've got some more red that we can put. So, oh, at least with this, it was so thick, none came out. So I'm gonna move these back here, get them out of my way. And I'm gonna mix little bits at a time. Let me see. I could have made the horses too that color, but because I don't want it to be all red. Ouch. All right, so we'll put and let me grab my other little horses too, because I can pour like 2 red ones to go with the other carousel, and I'll mix the blue, and this is gorgeous, guys. This has sparkle in it. And this is the No-Con. And I do have a discount code in the description, as well as the link to their... Oh, look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. And this just mixes so nice. All right, so let's... And then I'm going to bling the carousel out. So that's one of the reasons that I poured plain colors, because if I did too many colors and then tried to bling it out, it would like overpower it, and I didn't want that to happen. You know, I still want it to be really cute. Wow, that was like a perfect amount for two. I'm just trying to, oop, that one ran over a little. Okay. Give them a little spritz. And I did find my little cups that I had said. So let me do 2 of the red. I'm just trying to get these out of my way. So now I'm just going to add a little bit more to get them domed. So before I decide on what I'm going to make for extras, I'm going to get the other batch mixed up to do those 2 pieces there. And that way, if I have extra from that, then I'll know all together how much extra I have. So, okay, so we got 2 red, 2 blue, and since we'll have the blue in that one and the red in the other one, I'm gonna make, I'm gonna pour a little bit in here, and we'll make this blue. And this is the Canada turquoise. So get that mixed. That way we can kind of see what these colors are. So probably the only one I'm not going to use is the cream. The beige or whatever color. All right, so let's... Yeah, this is a really pretty color. I mean, they're all gorgeous colors. I really like these eye candy. Whoa. I almost overdid it. Because we got 5 horses. So we've got 3 different colors. So I'm going to put this over here. I'll line up all my extras. And we got to mix up one. Oh no. We got to mix up 2 more colors. I was like, why am I a horse short? And okay. And well, we might as well do a green. So we can try this green out. See, this was like a last minute change in the horse's colors. To all different colors. And I'm gonna take a new stick because I want to stir that up. And I'm thinking pretty much what's on the stick is going to be enough. Yeah, more than enough. All right. Yeah, I figured we hadn't done one of these in quite a while, so and I think the last one that I did like this, I made it like a night light. So I figured, yeah, we'll do this one not a light, just a little cute little ornament. All right, so I almost used what I poured in there. I got a little bit. And we will grab, let's see, I have the red. And then I have this Sukio blue. So we might as well stick with the darker colors here. So then we'll have some mica ones, some pigment paste ones, and yeah. And then we'll be able to see the difference between the 2 blues, well, the turquoise and this one. Slide them back, and then we will get them domed. So we've got blue left. Put blue over here. And we've got the red. So I need to mix up oh, 5 ounces. All right, so I had 6.5, went to the 3. So I'm thinking 4 ounces. I'll mix up 4 ounces. Yeah, I think that's what we will do. All right, so let me get some resin mixed up and I will be right back because I got to go grab some more cups. All right, so I ended up mixing almost 6 ounces because I had over poured and yeah, so we're gonna fill something up here. I don't know what, but and this does have a holder, but I just figured I would just come back on and just kind of show you guys how I mix it. This does have the AI mode as well, so it mixes it exactly the amount of time that it's supposed to. So with this one, I'm just going to I'm going to color this all that mica, that Hananda turquoise color, which is the color of that horse right there. But that way there'll be 5 different color horses on the carousel, and I think that'll be kind of pretty. I didn't want to just do red and green. I'm like, oh, it's going to look like a Christmas. So if this was on this mat instead of the parchment paper, it would mix. It's just because the parchment paper is slippery. So I do just want to give them a little bit of a spritz. So I think with this, I am going to, no, I'm going to wait because, I might need just that little bit. I don't know. And I could have measured them with water, but then I was afraid they wouldn't be dry. And we all know resin and water does not mix. Now, this is the amount of bubbles in here versus my other batch. Just by me setting my resin bottles on the floor in my room instead of up on the shelf. Because I do have, I'm in the basement, so they're concrete. So even though I have a rug down, it cools that resin off because cement draws. So yeah, it definitely created way more bubbles. So, but I wanted to at least show you the resin because I'm bad with that. I'm trying to get better. But I keep my resin on the outside of my craft room, so I go out there and pour it, and then I come in here. So I grabbed the bottles and brought them in with me, but it should still degas fine. Grab a little stick here. paper towel, wipe off the excess, and then I'm going to spray it with alcohol. I just wipe it, and then I spray all around the paddle, and then I give it another good wipe. And then it's all ready to use again. Okay, so we're going to use this turquoise and these two. Now these, I have washed them and they still have glittery stuff from before. And I'm going to try some tape again, but for some reason, that glitter is just wanting to stay on this piece. I mean, I scrubbed it with hot soapy water. I even used a dishcloth to wipe it, you know, like you would wash dishes. And yeah, it is just not wanting to release. So this one might have a little bit of sparkle something in it, but we can deal with it. All right, let me just move all of my pigments out of the way, and I'm going to slide everything back. And that way I can slide these back. And I'm just gonna give a good scoop like that. And we'll see if that's gonna be opaque enough. So I figured with the two dark colors, with that middle stem being all sparkly, I was hoping it would give like that mirror effect when you go to the, the fair. It kind of has that mirror look to it. That's kind of what I was hoping it would do. So I'm definitely going to add a bigger scoop because it was still translucent. Look at how pretty that is, though. And I mean, it's not really shallow, so it should be, excuse me, it should be a opaque color. All right. I'm gonna move my red. Get that out of my way. And give that a big squishy squish. And that's 3 ounces, and I can still put more, but and I'm gonna take my little tool right, so those are both domed. So we have about 1/2 ounce left. All right, so I think I'm just gonna scoop a smidge out of this one because it's really, like, really close to going over. All right, so that's looking good. So let's use, let's finish filling Mr. Turtle here. And I see a bubble. Okay. And I have got Mr. Axolotl. Oh. Give him a spritz. Trying to make sure I'm in frame for you guys. All right, I'm gonna grab a different dotting tool with a skinnier end. Get down in the gills. All right, hang on. I'm gonna try to move everything over. See, and that's the one good thing with the parchment paper too, is it allows things to slide easy on the surface. So okay, and I'm gonna run some of the red in his feet just to be different. Stir that up a little bit. I'll just see how funky he comes out looking like. All right. Mr. Axel is done. And I am gonna mix this green in this turquoise color. And we'll see what kind of something we get. I'm gonna put them all in here. Because I think we'll have enough to finish the frog. And I'm gonna stir it because I don't think it's really gonna do anything to the color. There might be some swirls through it, I don't know. But we'll find out. Oh crap. I've still got almost 1.5 ounces of the red. All right, so let's just do like a dirty pour type, just to see what we get. It's actually really pretty. It's making almost like a purpley. Oh, gosh, I'm making a mess. And I'm gonna help that get into his little tittos. All right. Oh, and I've got some blue. So we've got the blue and the red and this green. So I guess we'll make some flowers. Let me grab a few more. All right, so let's we'll do one red flower because I think that'll be really pretty. And this is a keychain. Okay. And I think these would be beautiful earrings if I have enough to do the both. We might make it with this color, guys. Okay. So that takes care of all of these. So we've got red and blue left. So let me... Oop. Did you guys see that? Wow. What a mess I am making. So I'm gonna just try to swirl some of the blue. The red's probably gonna take over, but I was hoping that we might get a like a purple out of it, but I don't know. Yeah, this one could be a big blob of mess. Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Come on. Okay. Pop bubbles. All right, so let me find something for this and I'll be back on demold. Okay, guys, so these are all cured. So I did make up the keychains just ahead of time. I mean, it's that simple. So we had the red and the blue, 2 reds, actually 3 reds, a different style. And this flower ended up having some bubbles in it, so I'm not going to do much with that. This turtle, his little tail is missing, so I'm not going to do anything with him. This is the clam pendant, which is beautiful. So I just put a flat back bail on the back, and I'm going to let that dry. And these are the 2 earrings to match the pendant, so that will go as a set. And Mr. Axolotl guy here, he's got a little missing antenna thing, or whatever you want to call it, gill, so he's just going to go in the I don't know what to do with pile. So let's go ahead and get these undone. So these 2 blues are very, very similar. So this one I could tell was the mica because it has that like shimmer through it. So what I'll do is I will do one on camera, and then I'll just do the other one off camera because I already looked and we're almost at an hour already. So I know you guys say you don't really mind, but I don't want to go too long either. So we've got the two different blues. So we'll just space them out. There was a few little micro bubbles, but I don't think that's that bad. And this is the green. And then this is the turquoise. I really like this color. And I do have a little bit of trimming to do on them, but not much. And then that's the red. Okay. All right. Now this is always the fun one to get out. But I'm dying to see what this looks like. Let me try and get a little bit more alcohol. Where is my other jug? This one is still sticky. Oh, I see it. I see it. I'll use this one because that one's not so sticky. There we go. Get the alcohol down in there. You can get it out. So look at that. That is really pretty. That is really close to abalone shells. It sure is. Hence why they call it abalone shell. I could have put a little bit more glue. We do have a little bit of clear down there, but that's okay. All right, let's get the other one out. Because these are the only things that are going to be difficult, is these little pole thingies. There we go. And we've got this one out too. Look at that. Pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna trim this up just a bit. All right. Let's get this undone. That is beautiful. Now, I probably could have put some glitter in there, I'm sure. But I wanted to give it a fair shot as far as the color. Ooh. And that's our little cover. And then that will go on the top. We're going to bling this out first. Our little horsies are going to fit. Let's see. And I just want to break up the color here a little bit. And that's how that is going to look. But we're gonna, and I love the pole with that glitter. All right, so my thought was, let's see. I was thinking about putting this around the bottom like that, and this one, oh, down here. Around the top. That was my first thought, and then my other thought was putting it along the top, but I think it's going to look better around the side, like that, like right in the middle. So I've just got to get and I do have some smaller scissors coming. They should be here tomorrow, hopefully. And so this is the reason that I went very simple on the color, because I knew I wanted to put this like blingy stuff on there. And all right. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with the horses yet. So let me, I'm going to get my E6000 and this has just got like a piece of tape on it. Oh, hang on, I'm dripping everywhere. All right. So I'm just going to lay a thin bead right along the center here. Well, as close to the center as I can get it. Okay. And I gotta cut one more row. Oh my goodness gracious. Where are my pliers, my snipper thingies? Just had them right here. My word. Glue everywhere. Push them together. Just like that. I think that is pretty. All right, got one down. My goodness. Oh, I didn't think it was going to be an act of Congress. All right, I'm trying to think if there's going to be an easier way to do this, or... All right, I just want to try these again before I put the glue. So if I do have any more trimming to do, I can do that ahead of time. No, that one looks like it's gonna fit. And I can glue that one or two diamonds once that dries. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing, just a little bead. Right down the center. Oh, sorry guys, hang on, let me move this so you guys can see. Probably should have used my liquid fusion, but you know, my brain just wasn't working tonight. All right. So, oh, so I'd stick my finger on it like an idiot. All right. So, we want the diamonds up. So the reason I chose the E6000 is because it is a little bit thicker. So I was hoping it would, you know, hold these stones without them sliding off. And let's see how it looks. Oh. All right, I guess we're just gonna leave this for right now. And let me figure out what I'm gonna do on the horses, because they've got to have some sort of a bling. So let me get my liquid fusion. Let's see. And we just, some little girl is gonna want this little blingy bling, and we are gonna make sure she gets a blingy bling. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what size would be. All right, so I'm thinking a big one in the center. Because that might just be enough. All right, so let me just put a few in here. And we'll just put a dot. Because I don't want to go overboard. You know, I want it to have the bling, but I also don't want it to look tacky because I put too much. Because I was thinking of maybe doing the little ones around that, but I don't know. I'm thinking that's going to be just enough because this is sparkly. So I think that is going to be enough. All right, so we're going to let them dry. let's go ahead and get these ones done. I wasn't going to do both of them on camera, but since I got to let that sit for a bit, I figured we could do the horses and maybe just put the bling on that one. And by then, hopefully that one will be set up enough. Also, what I want to do is glue that down. And that way that will have time to set as well. All right, one more little pony. Now this one's got a little piece of glitter in them. You know, it makes a difference when you have the little things to finish, you know, pieces off. Because I have been looking everywhere for these chain things, and I finally found them, and I was like, oh my goodness, I am gonna get that right now. So because sometimes adding a strand of that to something is just enough. Yeah. Come on. All right, let's get these out. Let's see what this color looks like. Ooh, that's pretty. My other thing is I don't know if I should do the top knob in silver. All right, I'm just gonna, this one's got a little overage. Trying to do it so I didn't get it all over the pieces. That's why I'm off frame here. All right, almost got it all. And I will put a little piece of felt or cork on the bottom anyways. So that won't matter. All right, so let's get E6000 in here. Just want to make sure that I put enough to hold that into place. And let me see it. I think this is firm enough to kind of hold it up. That is going to be adorable. So my only other thinking is, let me get is just doing the lines I think that's all I'm doing to these. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this one so it can dry before I put the stones around it. You know, they probably would have been cuter in, you know, pastels, but I just wanted to see what these colors would look like. I think that's cute. All right, so I'm gonna cut my piece around here. And I'd rather cut this a little bit smaller than too big. All right, let's, oh. Got one loose there, but that will be glued. All right, so that's gonna work perfect. So I'm wondering, on this one, I might just bring this all the way to the bottom. Just so they're a little bit different. Oh. I gotta hold it up. I can't run it around on the parchment paper. Because that ain't gonna work. No, 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 it's not. All right. And if I have any of them that are loose, then I can just tack those down after. I'm gonna let that sit. And let's get these little horses in. And let's see. Come on. Why does the stuff have to be so stringy? All right. Okay. Now let's see. Look how cute that's gonna be. So I'm gonna glue that and leave it, and then once they're completely cured, dried, then I will do some final pictures, because I do want them to have time to set. Before I start like moving them around too much. All right. All right, let's get this one on, and then I'll come back for some final pictures once I've got this all together. Just, I want to make sure it fits. All right, I'll have to glue one stone in there after, but that is fine. Oh. All right. I'm going to do this one different because this one is wanting to slide around. So I might have to let that bottom piece completely dry. So I'll just glue this around and I'll mess with that one and I'll get some final pictures for you. And I'm just gonna do this one around the bottom as well. And then I can touch up the paint, the marker pen after. Because I know I've touched it with my hands and it's gonna need a second coat anyways, so. There we go. Got a little blingy on here. All right. So I'm just gonna let that dry. I'm gonna let this dry and let me get the little horses in. And that way, I know those are all dry when I put that top on. Okay. Go green. What, does this one not fit? Okay, there we go. Blue. Our other green. Did I lose a stone? Yep. All right. I'm gonna have to put a little rhinestone back on there. All right. So I'm gonna let these dry and then I will get you some final pictures of everything once it's all together. Alrighty, guys. Bye.